The morning sun is blazing, colours fill the sky. What a day for lazing, to watch the world go by. Blackbirds singing sweetly in the trees, squirrels leave their cover, children's laughter floating in the breeze as they chase one another. Such a very pretty place to be, down on Hampton Green. Down to Hampton Green we'll go, down to Hampton Green. Such a very pretty place to be, down on Hampton Green. The church of old Saint Theodore welcomes everyone. Father leads the singing, hymns for old and young. Lunchtime finds him at the railway bell, with his beer and ploughman's, different songs and different tales to tell from all the folks around him. Such a very friendly place to be, down on Hampton Green. Down to Hampton Green we'll go, down to Hampton Green. Such a very friendly place to be, down on Hampton Green. Sweet Father Thames flows softly at the dimming of the day. He bears all our burdens, carries them away. The night is still, the air is smelling sweet from all the trees and flowers. All I hear is my heartbeat from nature's own sweet bower. Such a very peaceful place to be, down on Hampton Green. Down to Hampton Green we'll go, down to Hampton Green. Such a very peaceful place to be, down on Hampton Green.
Hello and good evening. Welcome to the 45th FolkOclock Show. I hope you are all well and keeping safe as well. where are we? Are we into November? No, we're still in October, but the weather is clearly changing. We've had a bit of a wind and leaves falling and things today. Thank you for joining us. We've got a great show lined up. We've got some new names tonight, which is particularly exciting. And we've got people in the studio here with me. Feels like the shoebox, but we will introduce our studio guests in a minute. We've also got live acts coming all the way from the other side of Fleet at Ive Tech Media with John Ive. We have a total of 11 acts, 2 via Zoom, waiting in the green room. It's a lady and a gentleman in the green room, so I trust they're behaving themselves as they should. We've got. I don't even know whether we can call it dirty snacking, but we've definitely got some snacking, and I'll show you what I've got later. We've got a fantastic lineup this evening for the 45th show. So 4 live studio acts, 2 here in the studio and 2 over with John Ive over at Ive Tech Media. And we can all relax a little bit. I always wonder whether I'm prepared. And I think, well, am I winging it too much? I guess I'll find out as we go on. How many violations will there be, and how many hiccups? I will mention the Windmill Acoustic Sessions, one of my local clubs, and also Poppy's Folk and Acoustic Club. And of course, during lockdown, we've got to know so many other people from other clubs. But we normally kick off the show with either the hosts from the Windmill or the host from Poppy's. However, we're going to change things this evening because the Windmill Folk Club is back up and running, and I'll mention when later. And also Poppy's is back up and running for real, like in 3D, in person. So you can, I'm not sure you can touch people because I'm not sure that's allowed, but you know what I mean. It's, the real live club again. So we're actually going to kick off this evening with a lovely lady over at Keeper's Cottage, I think in Leatherhead. Is it Leatherhead, ladies?
Leatherhead, yes.
I have two lovely ladies in the studio with me who will be able to correct me on anything I say this evening. I'm in no doubt. We're going to kick off this evening with the lovely, perfect pitch, putting the pressure on now, Hilary Ward from Keeper's Cottage, who's readying herself in the green room. So, Hilary, we're going to go. Let me look at the profile picture first, because it is a picture I took myself. This was, when was this?
September last year.
September 20. Or 20, yeah, September 20. I had the pleasure of being invited over to Hilary's house, and we recorded some songs. And it was absolutely fantastic. And Hilary made us a lovely meal afterwards. It was steak. I believe it was a nice red wine, and we had steak. I believe it was beef. It was beef, wasn't it? Yeah, very, very nice. Thank you. Anyway, I've spoken enough, so we are going to go live over to Hilary, who's going to sing us a couple of songs. Come in, Hilary.
Hello there. Thanks so much to Joe for inviting me tonight. It's just lovely to be here. I know it's going to be a fantastic evening. You've got some brilliant performers. And I'm going to start this show off with a couple of songs. The first one is my current favourite, has been for a while. It's a very sad song. It's about a family that were living in the Blitz in London. It's written by Hugh Williams, and it's called Rosemary's Sister. Beautiful song. Brother of disaster and sister of our fate, do you count the tragedies we see? And brother of confusion and sister of debate, do you remember the sister of Rosemary? The doodlebugs were flying and the Blitz was at its height. Rosemary lay sleeping with her sister, only 9. And no one heard the one that hit, the one that blew the lid. Rosemary came out crying, but her sister never did. And you fly high, your dreams are all in vain. One moment we are singing, and the next we cry in pain. And high above the heavens, on a host of angels' wings, Rosemary's sister will be dancing. A mother cried all that year, as many others did. There were moments she'd pull through now and again. And the people there on Bethnal Street, in the rubble and the stone, swept up the street and started over again. When tyranny is biting, you do your best to try and stifle all your heartache till it's safe again to cry. And when the darkness disappears and the light comes shining through, we'll gather up and start our fall anew. And you fly high, your dreams are all in vain. One moment we are singing, and the next we cry in pain. And high above the heavens, on a host of angels' wings, Rosemary's sister will be dancing. There's a teacher in the classroom, there's a mother in the hall. The children sit and wait for the bell for home. And Rosemary's there waiting, she has a child now of her own, and she's waiting to collect and take her home. And sometimes in the firelight and the silence where she sits, her mind goes back to Bethnal Street, the darkness and the blitz, and she hears if there's another one, then the end will be complete. Well, I wonder what they'd say on Bethnal Street. And you fly high, your dreams are all in vain. One moment we are singing, and the next we cry in pain. And high above the heavens, on a host of angels' wings, Rosemary's sister will be dancing. Yes, Rosemary's sister will be dancing.
Yay!
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's absolutely beautiful song. And I'm just going to change tack a little bit for my second song. As we're nearing Halloween, I wonder how many spooky songs we're going to have tonight. This is a song that I've sung in at least 2 power cuts. It's really, really spooky. Much better if you shut your eyes. It's a song by Nicole Murray of Cloud Street. It's called Jenny Greenteeth. It's about a water sprite who lures men to their deaths. Are you living near a river? Close your eyes. Down by the rush of the river, a lover with aching heart saw Jenny there trailing her fingers, and thought she might be his sweetheart. He stepped over to courteously greet her and stay a while by your leave, and felt with a rush of emotion her hand twining into his sleeve. Come into the water and bathe, my love. Come swim in the swirling pool. Come down in the deep with the rocks and the stones. Come swim with me now, sweet Jewel. I am called by the name of the river, but as Jenny they know me here. The waters pour gracefully into this pool. I swim here but once in the year. They talked, and his gaze fell upon her robe, as green as the river weed. He saw with a start what he took for a gown was her long hair wrapped round her side. Come into the water and bathe, my love. Come swim in the swirling pool. Come down in the deep with the rocks and the stones. Come swim with me now, my Jew. Her emerald smile in the sunlight had captured his fearful eye. She slid like a seal in the wash of the stream, and he felt the bank slipping by. No time to cry that he could not swim, no time to draw in and breathe, with her hair round his ears and filling his mouth, and her long fingers twined in his sleeve. Come into the water and bathe, my love. Come swim in the swirling pool. Come down in the deep with the rocks and the bones. You'll swim with me now, my fool.
Yay! Whoa!
Thank you very much. Thank you. Fabulous song. Fabulous song. Do enjoy the rest of the show. There are some fabulous performers. I'm just going to give you back to Joe in the studio. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you very much, Hilary. Excellent. A really sad song followed by a scary song, an appropriate song for the time of year. Thank you very, very much. In fact, my youngest Amelia is going to Fright Night, I think tomorrow night at... Where is it? Is it a World of Adventure? Is it Thorpe Park? No, I think it's Thorpe. It's one of those places. It's one of those people where people gather that I avoid. Right, we are going to go live to the posh side of Fleet. We've actually changed the format ever so slightly this time. So John will explain. So rather than me stealing John's thunder, we're going to go live across to Ivtech Media to kick off tonight's music quiz. So please pay attention, everybody. There's a chance to win a free prize. I'm going to have a look here. John is absolutely ready. His hair gets longer by the day. So, Mr. John Ive, come in.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's quiz. In fact, I just noticed in the budget that the Chancellor has announced that there's going to be reduced duty on Prosecco. So the prizes are getting cheaper each time. Aren't we a load of cheapskates? But it means there'll be more Prosecco for everybody, I guess. So here we are in the Ivtech Media studio. We're already a few drinks ahead, but no dirty snacking, I'm pleased to say. It's all alcohol so far. But I've got some fantastic guests in the studio, and I thought, as they're not coming up until later in the show, we ought to at least say hello to them. So let me transfer the camera to the studio camera. There you are. There you see them. Wave, everybody. You're on camera. We've got Vic Cracknell. We've got Celia and Byrne. And in the background there, you can see me as well. This is the Ivtech Media Studio, and we're already having some great fun. I'm sure it will get even better as the evening progresses. So the quiz tonight is all about Fairport Convention. Being totally selfish, because one of my favourite groups, I think they're called a folk rock group, but they did some really fantastic work in their time. And in fact, I think they're still going. as Joe has mentioned, that the format's changing a little bit tonight. I'm going to be asking you 3 questions in this session. And a little later, but still in the first half of the show, I'll be asking a further 2. And then you will have 2 songs after my last question to answer before we cut off the quiz. And we'll have the winners announced in the second half of the show. So the key message is, if you have an idea of what the answers are, get them in quickly to make sure that you qualify for a chance to win that amazing but now cheaper bottle of Prosecco. So, with Fairport Convention, here's the first question. In 1969, one of their albums established, well, many say established English folk rock as a successful genre. What album was it? Was it Legion Leaf? What we did on our holidays, or Unhalf Bricking? The album that established them, established folk rock as a successful genre. Was it Legion Leaf? Was it What We Did on Our Holidays? Or was it Unhalf Bricking? Question number 2. I think the audience in the studio here have got that one already, so don't spill the beans, everybody. Question number 2. Crazy Man Michael, Sloth and Walk a While. Who wrote those songs? Was it Sandy Denny, fantastic vocalist, Sandy Denny, who wrote many of her own songs? Are they traditional songs, or were they by Richard Thompson and Dave Swarbrick? Crazy Man Michael, Sloth and Walk a While, who was it written by, or who were they written by? And the final question for this first half is about Fairport's so-called folk opera. What was it called? Was it called A Doomed Love? Was it Mary Queen of Scots? Or was it Babbacombe Lee? So, if you think you've got the answers to those questions, get them into the comments box. I'll be taking notes. I've got my list of results here, which I'll be totaling up. And I'll see you again a little later in the show for questions 4 and 5. It's been a marvellous start with Hilary. What a fantastic voice. And there's some great performers yet to come. So for now, I'll hand you back to Joe in the studio. Back to you, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
That's the first mistake of the evening, and my microphone is switched off. But they were visual things I was talking about. I did say thank you, John, for the first 2 questions of tonight's quiz. Unmute, Joe. Do you know, I love a live show because everybody starts commenting and shouting at me. Thank you, Anna Bass. Anna, I hope you're well. Who else is telling me off? Leslie's with us this evening. Sally Brooke. Eddie Colburn in the house. Fantastic. Who else? Anyway, what I was saying was thank you, John I, for the first 2 questions. And there's a bit of coughing going on in the studio here from my guests, but it's okay because we've got things to eat. We have Uncle Joe's mint balls, and we'll. And that's as crude as I'm going to get because my mum's online. Hello, Mum. I hope you're well. And Ricola. These are great. Echinacea. And I can remember a while ago, Patricia Webb recommended these as well, but these are actually from Sue Graves, my folk crush. What we should do is, before the next act, as John has introduced his studio guests, Sue is quickly going to jump up there in front of that other camera, and before we play our next song, we're just going to very quickly say hello to my 2 guests in the studio. So let me just turn on their camera. We've of course got my folk crush, the lovely Sue Graves, and all the way from Kingston, Mary Waddington. Good evening, ladies.
Hello. Hi
everyone.
Excellent. Excellent. Right, I'm going to come back again and turn that other microphone off. Right, we're going to go to our next act this evening, act number 2. Now, I did mention that Poppy's Folk Club is back up and running over in Hawley and Blackwater Leisure Centre. So do get yourself along over there. There is a Poppy's group Facebook page or Facebook group page, and there are events in there so you can see when the dates are, so do check it out. I went to Poppy's and I was absolutely delighted that Mr. Geoff Fox, let's look at his profile picture. Geoff was there, and we haven't seen Geoff since probably January, when was it? January 20, since the beginning of just pre-lockdown at one of the Poppy's gigs. And Geoff was there the other week, and I was delighted, and I recorded him performing a song. It's his own song. We didn't see him all through lockdown, which was the bad news. The good news is that he did write a song called Lockdown Blues. So, the wonderful Mr. Fox, let's have some love and likes. Geoff Fox, Lockdown Blues.
I wrote this in total defiance. I was watching the television, thinking what a load of cobblers and lies the whole damn thing was. Boris was talking, they're rattling on, and I thought, I'm sick to this. I'm sick of everybody being fed up. So I wrote this thing in total defiance, and it's called Lockdown Blues. The guitar style is Big Bill Broomsy, unashamedly stolen. The words are mine. Well, I ain't gonna have them lockdown blues, no. I'm gonna live my life just like I've done before. I won't give in to this thing. I'm gonna make this old box ring. And I ain't gonna have them lockdown blues no more. If you get them mean old lockdown blues, the worst thing you can do is to watch that TV news. Politicians telling lies should come as no surprise. Turn the damn thing off and get some exercise. Get off your butt, go out for a stroll. You may find it's good for the soul. Put on your walking shoes, walk away them blues. It don't do to fret about lockdown, 'cause this old world just goes on spinning round. Just thank your lucky stars that we've all come this far. We won't have them lockdown blues no more. There ain't around and mope. As long as we got the music, we've got hope. We're gonna sing and play and drive them blues away.
absolutely fantastic. So good to see Geoff Fox after so long and singing another self-penned songs. I'm sure everybody enjoyed it as much as I did, or as much as we did in the studio. Yes, we got a yes from the ladies, and we got nods from the green room. So we are going to go to our first live studio act this evening, act number 3. We are going to take, we got noises in the green room, but that's absolutely fine. We are going to look at the profile picture. I say it every time, what a wonderful picture. And I say it because I took the picture myself. Nothing like blowing your own trumpet, is there?
No, certainly not.
Well, I might as well, because no one else is going to. So, who have we got here? Oh, we've got someone else here. Nancy. Hello, Nancy. Don't know. I don't know if I know you. United seeing all the hate. I think I have to remove you from there. Oh, no, it's good. I'm agreeing with what you're saying there. We've got Anne Isles on there. Hello, dancing girl. Jonathan Molyneux's with us. Thank you, everybody. So, Mary Waddington. What a lovely lady. And she is live in the studio. Now, on the wonderful picture there is a bit of a violation. There's a bright red guitar tuner.
No, that was a bow.
It was a bow. Apparently, it was a bow.
Yes.
A beautiful. That is the best get out I've ever heard. Because leaving your tuner on the instrument is definitely violation number 1. Mary, well done. Anyway, I am going to shut up. I'm going to press some buttons here. Sounds good, doesn't it? I'm going to press some buttons in the studio here, and we're going to have a couple of songs from my first studio guest of this evening, the delightful, lovely Mary Waddington. Come in, Mary.
Hello, I'm so excited to be here in the studio with Joe and all you lovely people out there. And Sue, yes, Sue, Joe's folk crush. Yes, I'm not jealous at all. I've declined the offer of one of Joe's mint balls. Maybe after I've sung. The first song I'm going to sing is one of my own, and it's about a young man going off to war. It's called I'll Say I Do. The lad that I marry must march off to war, along with 100 young men, defending his country to fight for the king. I fear I won't see him again. I fear I won't see him again. He gave me a ribbon to pin on my dress. I gave him a lock of my hair. I stood by his mother and blew him a kiss, and tried not to show my despair, and tried not to show my despair. To the lad who is mine, I'll always be true. When he comes back home again, I'll say I do. The weeks turned to months, and the month to a year. No word from the front came my way. I stood with the wives and the mothers with sons who fought in the fields far away, who fought in the fields far away. The news he'd been injured arrived late in spring, by dispatch from the light infantry. Fighting had ceased, losses were great. My love had survived and was free. My love had survived and was free. To the lad who is mine, I'll always be true. When he comes back home again, I'll say I do. My love to the house on a stretcher was born, the shell of a lad I once knew. As I held him close, he whispered to me, I love you, do you love me too? I love you, do you love me too? Now my love rests, and each day he grows strong, and the torment of war starts to dim. He'll never forget his comrades who fell, and the last post from bugles will ring, and the last post from bugles will ring. To the lad who is mine, I've always been true, and now he's back home again, I say I do. Thank you. Thank you.
Wonderful, Mary. Wonderful.
Thank you. Right, this is another one of my songs, and it's about young love. We all remember that, don't we? Would you like to walk with me? Would you like to talk with me? Would you like to lay with me tonight, my love? I remember where we met, a memory I can't forget. It was at a school dance, I was shy. When you walked into the room, oh, how my heart went boom, boom, boom. I wanted you to notice me, my love. You gave a glance but walked on by. I turned my head, tried not to cry. You were with another girl I knew. You asked her if she'd like to dance. I knew I had missed a chance, so I turned and walked from you. My love. School was out, I worked each day at a diner with low pay, serving coffee till I thought I'd scream. But I hoped I'd bump into you in the park as lovers do, but it only happens in my dreams. Oh, my love. Now you won't ever walk with me. No, you won't ever talk with me. No, don't ever lay with me at night. Oh, my love. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed my songs. And thank you, Joe, again for asking me to the studio. Over back to Joe, and on with a wonderful show. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary Waddington, very much. How beautiful was that? First time in the studio, Mary. I do hope you come back. I'm sure you will. That was really, really lovely. Yeah, absolutely wonderful. And what you don't get to see sitting there, Mary, is you don't get to see all the lovely comments while you're performing. Yeah, and we don't have glasses with us, but there you go. Right, absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Mary. We can do some dirty snacking and drinking now. The drinks are free. Right, we are going to have our second visit to the free music quiz over at Ivtech Media. We're looking at John's side profile now to see how long his hair is. No, he's ready. I think he's ready. He's looking at me. We're definitely coming back to John. Am I coming back to you, John? Thumbs up? No, we're not. No, we're going to move on. Right. Okay. Well, the bad news is we're going to come back to John. Well, no, the good news is we're going to come back to John. There's no bad news. What we're going to do is we're going to jump around a little bit, but it's live and we can do that. So we are going to go to our act number 4. He's a great guy, and I've done some duets with this guy recently. So he's been coming over to the studio to practice songs with me, and I gotta say, he makes me sound good because he can play anything and he can sing anything, and it's fantastic. Let's have a quick look at the wonderful profile picture, of course, of Uncle Reg Pearce. What a great picture. Why is it a great picture, lady?
You took it,
because I took it myself. Anyway, he's a great guy, and he's a fantastic supporter, not just of the local clubs, but also of the local artists as well. He performs with the Dalton Gang, who we are going to have on the show in the November. End of November it is. So we're going to see Reg live from Ivtech Media at the end of November. But he's here on his lonesome tonight, and he's going to sing a couple of songs for us via Zoom. He looks ready. He's a handsome chap, and he sings a lovely, lovely song. Come in. I bigged you up, Reg. You owe me for this. Let's go live across to the other side of Fleet. Come in, Mr. Reg Pearce.
Thank you very much, Joe. You've blown the budget with that one, mate. I'd like to say welcome, thank you very much. Delighted to be in such talented company tonight. I don't know how Joe gets these people to do it for the money, I really don't. Anyway, hope you're all feeling good tonight. Both of the songs I'm going to do tonight are songs you can sing along to and harmonise with if you want to. May not be the obvious choices, but we're going to kick off with one from the Eagles. Desperado, why don't you come to your senses? You've been out riding fences for so long now. You're a hard one, but I know you got your reasons. These things that are pleasing you can hurt you somehow. Draw the queen of diamonds, boy. She'll beat you if she's able. You know the queen of hearts is always your best bet. Now it seems to me some fine things have been laid upon your table, but you only want the ones that you can get. Desperado, no, you ain't getting no younger. Your pain and your hunger, they're driving you home. And freedom, well, that's just some people talking. Your prisoners walking through this world all alone. Don't your feet get cold in the wintertime? The sky won't snow and the sun won't shine. It's hard to tell the night time from the day heat. losing all your highs and lows. Ain't it funny how the feeling goes away? Desperado, why don't you come to your senses? Come down from your fences and open the gate. It may be raining, but there's a rainbow above you. You better let somebody love you. Let somebody love you. You better let somebody love you before it's too late.
Yay! Come on,
Fabulous! Yay!
Thank you very much. Don't overdo it, guys. Don't overdo it. The next one, I can't believe I've never done this one in any of the folk clubs around here. I've only been living in Fleet for about 3 years now. And I was thinking, what should I do tonight? Anyway, it's an old favourite, and I'm sure lots of you will join in. And I talked to Joe earlier. He's actually been to the place that the song is named after. And it's in Galway in Ireland. That's a bit of a clue, I suppose. See if you can work out what it is when I start singing it. By a lonely prison wall, I heard a young girl calling, saying, Michael, they have taken you away, for you stole Trevelyan's corn, so the young might see the dawn. The prison ship is waiting in the bay. Low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. By a lonely prison wall, I heard a young man calling, saying, Mary, nothing matters when you're free. Against the famine and the crown, I rose up, they cut me down. Now you must raise our child with dignity. Low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. By a lonely harbour wall, she watched the last star falling, as the prison ship stared out across the bay. In her dream she hopes and prays for her love in Botany Bay. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. Low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry.
Yeah. Well,
thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks for joining in. I could hear you all singing. I had the window open. I could hear you all. Happy Halloween, everybody, and see you again soon. Back to the studio.
Fantastic, Reg. Thank you very, very much. Absolutely wonderful. We had a three-part harmony going on here in the studio with these lovely ladies. And the fields of Athenry, it reminds me, I was in Ireland once and I was driving around. I'd been to visit a customer and I saw a sign that said Athenry. And I thought, phew, tick in the box. So I drove to Athenry in this, I think it was a Skoda Octavia or something, the hired car, a white car it was, I remember, an estate. Anyway, I drove to Athenry, stood in a field and sang the fields of Athenry. I thought, there you go, tick in the box. Why not? Why ever not? Anyway, Reg, absolutely fantastic, lovely Eagles song. And do go and look at all of the comments because everybody's been singing along with you. Right, we're going to go back to our second visit for tonight's music quiz. What I'm going to do here is make sure we are absolutely ready. We are. Let's go to Ive Tech Media. Come in, Mr. John Ive.
Thanks, Joe. I think you're keeping me on my toes. You're working to a different running order to the one that I've got in front of me. So we're living dangerously tonight, but it's fine. It's fine. So we've had questions 1, 2, and 3, and we've had a lot of good music in between. And we are coming on to questions 4 and 5 in the quiz. We've got a couple of people who are definitely in the running order for that bottle of Prosecco, so I want to see some more answers at the end of this section. So, question 4. Which Fairport song is not written by Bob Dylan? Is it Chelsea Morning, Down in the Flood, or Open the Door, Richard? Which Fairport Convention song is not written by Bob Dylan? Chelsea Morning, Down in the Flood, or Open the Door, Richard? Question number 5. Hiring Fair and Red and Gold, who wrote them? Was it Richard Thompson, Bob Dylan, or Ralph McTell? Hiring Fair, Red and Gold, written by Richard Thompson, Bob Dylan, or Ralph McTell. So that's your 5 questions, and I will give you a quick recap of those, just in case you want to have a late entry. And I should point out, after a minute or two at the end of this section, I'm going to cut off the quiz, so you do need to be quick and get your answers in, but you still have a chance, if you haven't put any answers in so far, to do so now, because I'll very quickly go through all the questions again. The 1969 album, which many say established Fairport Convention and folk rock as a successful genre, was it Legion Leaf, What We Did on Our Holidays, or Unhalf Bricking? Crazy Man Michael, Sloth, and Walk a While, were they written by Sandy Denny? Are they traditional songs, or was it Richard Thompson and Dave Swarbrick? Fairport's folk opera, what was it called? Was it A Doomed Love, Mary Queen of Scots, or Babbacombe Lee? And those last 2 questions again. Which Fairport song is not written by Bob Dylan? Chelsea Morning, Down in the Flood, Open the Door, Richard. Which one of those is not written by Bob Dylan? And the final question, Hiring Fair and Red and Gold, was written by, was it Richard Thompson, was it Bob Dylan, or was it Ralph McTell? So those are your 5 questions. According to my sequence, we've got the raffle coming up next, but that may be different depending upon what Joe plans. But I would say in a minute or two, I'm going to be closing off the quiz. So if you want to participate, you still have a chance to win that Prosecco. We've got a number of people in the running, as I said, but I will be watching the comments box to see who is going to be our eventual winner and be announcing that a little later. So for now, back to you, Joe, and back to some great music, or perhaps a raffle, I'm not sure. Back to you, Joe.
Wonderful. Thank you, John, very much. Yes, it's all... yeah. I did change the... Sorry, Mary. I'm touching Mary's knee now.
It's all right,
goodness
I like
gracious. She... No, we won't... We won't go there. Anyway... Oh dear, what's next? It is the raffle next. John, I apologise. So we tried to change the format so that we got the music quiz done and dusted, so we can move the show on and take the pressure off John, because he's juggling lots of things. I nearly said balls again, but we've had enough with mint balls. It is the raffle now. So we are going to have a quick look at our last, or the leaderboard, the winners. So here is our leaderboard, the raffle winners and the music quiz winners, and all of the names in green. I don't know whether you're looking on a big screen or a little screen, but all the green lines are people who have already received their bottle of Prosecco. So we've been dishing them out. Our last winner, our 44th show, the raffle was Dancing Girl was won by the lovely Anne Isles, and John Tanner won the quiz, which is ace. Quick shout out also, I saw Jack Thika appear online earlier, joining us, and Jack is off to Norway in the morning. Is it called a placement? When you go to university, is it a year out or a placement or something like that?
Probably a placement.
I nearly said I didn't do education. I didn't do university. I didn't actually do much education either, but there you go. Now, the way this works is we're going to go across to... we're going to go back across to Reg. Now, Sam cannot be with us this evening because Sam's not very well, but he is getting better. I took some lovely photographs of Sam the other week, by the way. Anyway, Reg is going to do tonight's raffle. And I don't know whether he pays that much attention normally, but Reg is going to tell us what the rules are. And if he doesn't know, he's going to make it up. And all we basically do is, during the next song... So you just got to repeat what I say, Reg. During the next song, you're going to make loads of lovely comments, and Reg is going to pick a winner at the end of it. Let's just hear it from Reg. Hold on a second. Come in, there.
Yes, that's absolutely right, Joe. I shall do exactly as you said. I shall be listening most intently during this next song, looking at all the comments, and using the device that Sam gave me. He couldn't spare me the electronic one. Apparently he didn't trust me with it. So he gave me this clockwork gadget, and I've got to wind this up while the song was going on, and somehow it will indicate to me who the winner is, and I can't wait.
Fantastic, Reg. Right. So while the next song is playing, you've got to say lots of lovely things and lovely comments. And I have to say, I am delighted. I'm going to show you our next performer this evening. Act number 5 is the lovely Doris from Germany. Now, we were really, really delighted because Doris came over. I mean, literally the minute she was allowed to visit us from Germany, she came over and we had a bit of a get-together over at Borsbridge. But as you can see there, Doris is in the studio garden. She came to visit me and I was absolutely delighted. I'm sure you're with us this evening, Doris, so big hug from me. I hope you're well. And of course, I didn't give up the opportunity to record Doris in the studio. We recorded a couple of songs. This is the one that I've edited. So we're going to hear from Doris now. And this is a Barclay James Harvest song called Him. Let's have some love and likes. And clearly lots of nice comments because you might win the raffle when we go back to Reg. So, without further ado, Doris Riebe, Him.
Well, he steep and the mountain so high. If you want to see God, you've got to move on the other side. You stand up there with your head in the clouds. Don't try to fly, you know you might not come down. Don't try to fly near God, might not come down. Jesus came down from heaven to earth. The people said it was a virgin birth. Jesus came down from heaven to earth. The people said it was a virgin birth. Said it was a virgin birth. He told great stories of the Lord and said he was the Savior of us all. He told great stories of the Lord and said he was the Savior of us all. And said he was the Savior of us all. For this we killed him, nailed him up high. He rose again as if to ask us why. Then he ascended into the sky, as if to say, in God alone you saw. In God alone we fly. Valley steep and the mountain so high. If you want to see God, you've got to move on the other side. You stand up there with your head in the clouds. Don't try to fly, you know, might not come down. Don't try to fly near God, might not come down.
Fabulous, Doris. Fabulous.
Applause from both studios and the green room. If you're out there, Doris, fantastic. Do come back. In fact, I think you're coming back at Christmas time, so I need to try and make sure that I'm around. Absolutely wonderful, and it really was a delight. There's been a lot of dirty snacking, and Doris, Doris bought me loads of dirty snacking gifts, and I ate them all before the show. We had wasabi. They were like dried squashed beans wasabi. They were like really hot and it burnt my nose, but they were once you start you just can't stop, can you? So
Did you put them up his nose?
I ate the flipping no, when you eat them the wasabi said no. I did not, just for the I did not put them up my nose. These ladies are terrible. Right, there was a lot of lovely comments. Quiz closed, thanks everyone. The quiz is officially closed. And after our next act, we're going to come back and find out who tonight's winner was. the ladies in the studio here, they thought they had answers to them as well, so I'm not sure they'll be winning. Anyway, raffle winner. Reg, tell us who is tonight's raffle winner. Come in, Reg.
Joe, first of all, I want to thank you for allowing me the privilege to walk in the shadow of a man as huge and famous as Sam.
You are better looking, though, Reg.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
You are definitely better look. I'm saying that because he has actually he's in his bed ill, but he is with us online tonight. Thank you, Sam, if you're out there. I think you are.
Thank you, Sam. God bless you, mate. And can I have a go on your new guitar for helping you out tonight?
It's a Loudon. He did have a quiet one before, but it's a Loudon now.
I don't mind a Loudon. Anyway, we've had lots of lovely comments, as you've all seen. But I've come up with a winner using the technical system that Joe showed me. This person is a very worthy winner. She's a singer, an actress. She's a local heroine of the British Heart Foundation in Fleet, and it's Sue Molyneux.
Oh, well done, Sue. Well done,
let's
Sue.
have a big round of applause for Sue, shall we?
Yay!
Hey.
Come on. Thank you, Reg. Let's back to me. Thank you, Sue Molyneux. I think it might be a first. Let me just very quickly look back at the winners. And there's too many to read. I think it's the first time for you to win, Sue, so that is fantastic. And let me point out that I still owe you a photo shoot. So, Ballsbridge 2020, Sue and Jonathan chucked in 30 quid. So I said I would come round and do a photo shoot. So I still owe you that. I haven't forgotten. I have a list. There's lots of lists. Raffle HQ favourite. Sam White approves. Thank you, Reg, for stepping in the great man's shoes. We are going to go to our next act this evening. Now, I think on the last show I did tell you the little story that I went to the Sidmouth Folk Festival with Peter Ivy. Peter Ivy's not very well as well, but he is online with us. Peter, I hope you get well soon. I went down to Sidmouth with Peter Ivy. I'd never been before. And we were sat in a sort of a fish and chip shop where you can sit down, posh fish and chip shop. And a young lady came up to me and she said, "Excuse me, are you Joe from FolkOclock?" Hey. She made my year. I was absolutely chuffed. I thought, that's it. I'm famous. Amazing. I was shocked. Peter thought it was hilarious. Anyway, a really lovely lady. We chatted for a while and she contacted me afterwards. I'm delighted to say we have a song from them this evening. It's a pre-recorded number. Let me look at the profile picture. The lady was Leslie Loughlin. So Leslie and Hugh are known as Greensand Ridge. There is a website there for anybody who'd like to look up their stuff. And Leslie kindly sent me in a video. And the video is the version of a song called Kingdom Come, that was written by Judy Collins about the firemen, the 9/11. It was a tragedy, a disaster, an event, an incident. It was horrific, wasn't it? I mean, everybody knows about it, clearly. This song is fantastic, and this is Greensand Ridge performing Judy Collins' track, Kingdom Come. Let's have some love and likes. I'm pressing the wrong buttons here. That would help, wouldn't it?
It was 7 months since 9/11 and the work was almost done. 7 months since 9/11 and the work had just begun. Ground zero, it's the evening sky like a dagger through the heart. The searchlights drove through heaven's gates and blew them far apart. A few miles north of the Hudson River we were gathered for a sort of wake. Nobody felt like celebrating and the firemen needed a break. They'd seen so many funerals, seen so many terrible sights. They'd been at ground zero from dawn to dusk and round the clock some nights. From kingdom come to hell and gone to somewhere far away. When Kevin Bacon played and sang, and folks began to smile. Chris Bodie played his silver horn with rhythm and with style. I sang the song Amazing Grace, and people hugged and cried. Ronan Tynan sang Danny Boy, and Matt and I was dry. Steve Bush and me, he spoke of life at Engine 55, of how those heroes saved the cause and saved so many lives. From kingdom come to hell and gone, to somewhere far away, where matter does not break apart on a sunny day. A burly man with a handsome face stuck out his hand and smiled. Say, meet my wife, we love your songs, and we've walked with you mile after mile. And though he had a rugged face, I thought I saw the hurt. Then he pointed to a place above the collar of his shirt. Say, look right here on the back of my neck, there's a tattoo, can you see? Just right here, I got up close and saw the number 343, the number of those heroes that were lost upon that day, the number of those firemen. Ground Zero was their grave. From kingdom come to hell and gone, to somewhere far away, where matter does not break apart on a sunny day. Those firemen loaded up with gear climbed to their deaths that day, along with all the other hundreds blasted on their way. Police and EMS and those on whom death took its toll, and more whose dreams will never dream, more than 3,000 souls. I left the party after that, I could not stay my tears, for all our gifts, for all our hopes, for all our nameless fears, for all those heroes, men and women lost upon that day. Those firemen with courage in their heart, so strong and brave, who made sure in their final hour there were 20,000 saved. From kingdom come to hell and gone, to somewhere far away, where matter does not break apart on a sunny day. They've gone to where there are no tears, and every heart is gay. They won't be forgotten on a sunny day. From kingdom come to hell and gone, to somewhere far away, where matter does not break a heart on a sunny day, where we can live in
Is my mic on? My mic is on. How wonderful was that? Hugh and Leslie Loughlin. Come on, round of applause. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Leslie, very much. And thank you for making my day when you said hello to me down in Sidmouth. That was beautiful. It's not a song I'd ever heard before, so I went onto YouTube to listen to the Judy Collins version. And I've got to say, Leslie, you do it every bit as good, if not better. I loved it. It was fantastic. Thank you very much. Right. Have we got a winner? Did we get a thumbs up from John? There is going to be a winner tonight. And let me just, before I go across to John, let me just put down here Sue Molly for the raffle before I forget, because I've got a busy couple of days ahead of myself, so I have to write things down. Right, we are going to go across to Ive Tech Media Studios to my good friend Mr. John Ive to find out who is tonight's quiz winner. Come in, John.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. And we certainly had game on in the quiz because we have 3 contenders for the prize tonight, and we'll do another raffle draw to see who's going to be the winner of the quiz. But before we do that, let's have a very quick look at the answers, because not all of you got them right, and so probably it will be news for some of you. The album which established folk rock as a successful genre is typically said to be Legion Leaf, and that's an absolutely fantastic album. I've been listening to that. I've been listening to the other 2 albums as well, but Legion Leaf is absolutely my favourite. Crazy Man Michael, Sloth, Walk a While were written by Thompson and Swarbrick, Richard Thompson, Dave Swarbrick. Not Sandy Denny, and they're not traditional songs. The folk opera was Babbacombe Lee. And quite frankly, I think this one should have been quite obvious for many of you. Which Fairport song was not written by Bob Dylan? Well, Chelsea Morning was that. Didn't Joni Mitchell do a version of it as well at some stage? But it certainly wasn't written by Bob Dylan. Hiring Fair and Red and Gold, written by whom? Well, that was Ralph McTell, in fact. So the answer to question 5 is Ralph McTell. Well, those answers were correctly listed by David Edgington, Leslie Loughlin, and John Quinn. And who is Vic? Vic, could you come and choose one of these 3 names for me, please? For me. Oh, a pair of hands coming in from stage, right? Take any one of those and tell me.
Okay, let's take that one.
Oh, your indecision, Vic.
Okay.
Can you read the name with my writing?
It is John Quinn.
John Quinn.
John
Yep.
Quinn.
John Quinn. Well done. Well done, John. Congratulations. I think you're a previous winner as well, so well done for that. And thanks everyone for participating in the new format tonight. I really enjoyed it. I hope you did, having a look at some of those possibly forgotten pieces of music from Fairport Convention, but as I say, one of my favourites. So I'm going to get down to setting up for Vic and Celia to do their live spots. In the meantime, I'll hand you back to Joe for some more great music.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, John Ive, there for tonight's music quiz. And congratulations, the mighty John Quinn. Well done, John. The ladies in the studio were pleased that you won, John. Fantastic. And I still need to get along to the folk club. Bracknell. I need to get along to Bracknell. Yeah, I need to get over there. You caught me on the hop there because it's not dirty snacking. I'm eating gifts. So I'd like to say that the best thing about having studio guests is the wonderful music they perform. However, I normally get cake and stuff because people think I eat constantly and I live on salad. Mary's made me cakes. Mary's made me cakes. Alison and David Fenner made me an apple crumble. Mary's made cakes. I've got a bag of gifts from my folk crush, Sue. Sue Graves. A bag of gifts. And I'm going to be in the car tomorrow, so I'm going to be eating stuff all the way. Right. Where are we? What's happening? Who should I say hello to? We've got people on here. Yeah, John Quinn, he's there. Yeah, Anne Isles, Hilary Ward. Hilary's with Sally Brooke from California. Sally, you always support the show. Thank you very much. I hope the dog's okay. Mum says absolutely beautiful. Sue Molyneux says fabulous. What, winning the raffle or the song? Thomas Haug. Thomas. I think that's is that Doris's friend. Doris's friend. And John and Jean Orford. Good evening. I hope you are all very well. Louise Free is with us as well. Hello, Louise. Right, we are going to have our next act this evening. Let's go on and have a look at the profile picture. Thanks again, John. Fantastic. I am looking forward to. We've got 2 live acts from John's studio. Absolutely fantastic, and both. First time on the FolkOclock Show, so I'm really pleased. I've got a message from my friend James that says, Stan. I don't know what he's going on about. People send me messages while we're doing the show. Let's look at the profile picture here of our next act, which is Andy Mathewson and Vanessa Webb. Again, we were at Poppy's Folk Club. I'd never seen these guys before. And they got up and they did 3 songs, and I was lucky enough to record this one. Yeah, I'd never seen these guys before, and I thought they were fabulous. In fact, I'm trying to think now, was this the song where Vanessa actually got up and did a bit of moving, a bit of dancing as well? It was brilliant. Not something you see very often down the folk club. But this song, is written by Andy Mathewson and performed by Andy and Vanessa, and it's called Talking to Billie Holiday. I'm not sure when it was written. I'd have to ask Andy. If you're on with us tonight, Andy or Vanessa, you can tell us when this was written, but I thought it was fantastic. So let's have some love and likes for a first time on the FolkOclock Show. Vanessa Webb and Andy Mathewson with Talking to Billie Holiday.
Just like poor Billy, been through some times. My mind at this party, been the scene of some crimes. But when she sings, I know she understands everything I say. So I'm talking to Billie Holiday. Blew out the candle an hour ago.
the wonderful Vanessa, Webb and Andy Mathewson there with Talking to Billie Holiday. I thought they were great. They did 3 songs. I hope they come back to the Folk Club, whether it's Poppies or the Windmill. I don't know what club they normally go to. I don't, in reality, I don't know any more than you, but I thought it was great. And I did message them to make sure it was okay to play this song, and I thought it was fantastic. Yeah, we got some nice comments. Brilliant. Right, we are going to go to our 8th act this evening, and I think we're doing well for time. And it might be that we actually finish at 10 o'clock. I say it every time, and we never do, but tonight is going to be the night that we're going to finish before or at 10 o'clock. So, act number 8 this evening. This is a great guy, and this is a really, really good supporter of local music. He also has... Are they shows? While I'm working in the week, I don't know what day it is. I'm hoping he's going to tell us all about it. Take the opportunity to plug away as much as you can. Let's look at the profile picture. It is, of course, Vic Cracknell. That's a great photograph, but I didn't take it, unfortunately. But it is a lovely picture. Clearly, Vic's a pianist. He writes some lovely stuff as well. He's got lots of albums, and I'm hoping Vic is going to tell us all about them and definitely tell us about some of his online activities. But he's a great supporter of local music, and I know that he visits, what are they called? Old people's homes and things to entertain people and all that kind of stuff. He's a super guy. Let's have some love and likes live from Tech Media Studio. Come in, Mr. Vic Cracknell. We've got you in the frame there, John. Not sure what's gone on. Yeah.
Well, good evening. It is Vic here, and thanks for that introduction, Joe. And it's lovely to be here in John's studio.
No.
I'm Vic Cracknell. I'm a singer-songwriter from Farnham, not too far away. And I think Joe mentioned that...
Vic, I'm going to come back to me there. I'm just sorry, Vic, I've just cut you off there because for some reason we've got Vic in the background, but we've got John's video in front. So can you hear me, John? Can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear me? Can you hear me, John? So if you can unmute me in. We definitely had a little bit of a technical problem there. Can you hear me now, John? Yeah, and we're going to wait for a thumbs up. In the meantime, what else have we... We'll do the birthdays. So we all know it was Colin Bailey's birthday on the 26th because I put a beautiful picture of Colin on the FolkOclock group page, took the picture myself. And on the 27th, which I think was today, James Drury. There's a Jimmy Drury who sings many a verse down the local folk club. Also James Drury, it was his birthday today. Happy birthday, James. Steve Selwood, superstar Steve Selwood, has his birthday on the 6th of November. And Mr. Sunshine, Russ Baleson, his birthday is on the 9th of November. There are other birthdays, but we've got a show at the end of November, so we're going to wait till the end of November to do those birthdays. John, I can actually see your video in front of Vic's on the stream. So if we can just remove your video from the stream, I'm hoping once I see it... No, I've got... Vic's in the background, but I think I can see you in front of it, John, and I'm not sure why. Hold on. I do know why. Hold on. I've got it. John, it's all at my end. Right, we are going to go live. I'll apologise. That was my mistake, not John's. We're going to go live across to Tech Media. My apologies. Come in, Mr. Vic Cracknell.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. Yes, it's Vic here. I think I had a false start just a few minutes ago. So I'm not sure if any of it came out. But anyway, yeah, I'm Vic Cracknell, singer-songwriter from Farnham. And I also run various music nights, open mic nights, and the Wavefest rustic stage as well, and various things like that. I've released 3 albums, and my latest one is called Rediscover, and I'm going to play the title track from the album. It's got 12 tracks on it. It's also available on all the online places, Spotify and places. And this song I wrote during the first lockdown, And it's all about getting back in touch with nature and all those kind of things. So I hope you like it. Have you heard the bird song? It's hard to ignore. It seems so much louder than it did before. Like a change in the weather, something's going on. It's gonna change us forever. Let's rediscover again what we've forgotten. Rediscover again. Does the air smell sweeter? Is that river clearer? Filling up our senses, Mother Nature nearer. Like a change in the weather, something's going on. It's gonna bring us together. Let's rediscover again what we've forgotten. Rediscover again. Walking while gazing and taking in more. So much for granted we all took before. Seeing the future in front of our eyes. A kinder world should be no surprise. Have you seen what's around you? Did you notice that view? It's been there for all time. It's been there for you. Like a change in the weather, something's going on. It's gonna bring us together. Let's rediscover again what we've forgotten. Rediscover again. Rediscover again what we've forgotten. Rediscover again. Have you heard the bird song? Rediscover again and again and again and again and again. Thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you for the applause in the studio here, because I'm here with John Ive and Celia Barrett, who you must stick around to see is going to be playing later on, and Bernie's here as well. So Bernie. So anyway, I've got one more song for you. That was title track Rediscover from my album that came out, the most recent one. This is one from my album from 2018. It's an album called Voice of Love. I do have CD copies if anyone's interested, get in touch, but it's also available online. And I haven't played this one much recently, but I'm going to play the second track on this album, which is called Lady with the Dancing Feet, which I think Joe McBurney heard at a gig I played a while back. And I know you like story songs here at FolkOclock, so during the daytime I play music in care homes and entertain residents And I play a lot of old songs from 1920s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, etc. And quite a while ago, quite a few years ago, there was a resident at one of the homes who was singing along to the music, and she was sat on her chair, and her legs are going up and down in rhythm to the music, and she was really enjoying it anyway. And it gave me the idea to write this song, imaginary song, about somebody who was maybe a dancer back in the day. So anyway, it's called Lady with the Dancing Feet. There is a sing-along bit if you feel inclined at home. Please feel free to join in. It goes like this. Ba 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 da ba da ba ba. A ba ba ba. Ba 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 da ba da ba ba. A ba ba ba. She was the lady with the dancing feet, a happy smile. She liked the old songs and tapped her toes, had so much style. She remembered the melodies from long ago, took her back to the times, dancing at the palais, a kissing in the alley. Every Saturday night they meet at 8, go dance on the floor and get home late. A hug on the doorstep, then he's off in the night. She'll see him again, a dancing at the palais, kissing in the alley. She was the lady with the dancing feet, could melt your heart with a happy smile, the kind of person that you'd love to meet. She was the lady with the dancing feet. She was the lady with the dancing feet. A ba 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 da ba da ba ba. A ba ba ba. Ba 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 da ba da ba ba. A ba ba ba. They got married and the years passed by, but he was taken too soon. She started dreaming of her dancing days. Here's her favorite tunes. A hug on the doorstep, then he's off in the night. She'll see him again, a dancing at the palais, a kissing in the alley. She was the lady with the dancing feet, could melt your heart with a happy smile, the kind of person that you'd love to meet. She was the lady with the dancing feet. She was the lady with the dancing feet. A ba 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 da ba da ba ba. A ba ba ba. A ba 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 da ba da ba ba. A ba ba ba. Now she's gone and I miss her now. I stare at an empty chair, but I know she's with her love again. And I think they're dancing, I hope they're dancing, I know they're dancing somewhere. She was the lady with the dancing feet, could melt your heart with a happy smile, the kind of person that you'd love to meet. She was the lady with the dancing feet. She was the lady with the dancing feet. Was the lady with the dancing feet. There we go. Thank you very much. Oh, we got great applause in the studio here. Thank you. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your program. Thank you.
Wonderful, Vic Cracknell there. Yay, absolutely. I didn't know what songs you were going to do, Vic, but I'm absolutely delighted you did The Lady with the Dancing Feet. I think it's one of the first things I heard you do, and I thought, yeah, fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. The mistake at the beginning was my fault, and I realise what I've done now, so apologies for that. But the audio and the video quality and the performance were brilliant. First time on the FolkOclock Show for Vic Cracknell, performing live from Tech Media. Thank you. So, I'm still eating these bloody sweets. We're going to have another pre-recorded song now, act number 9 for this evening. Let's have a quick look at the profile picture of Andy Lavery from Mortimer. The Windmill Acoustic Sessions is now back up and running, and it gets together twice a month at the Crookham Street Social Club, just down the road on the outskirts of Fleet, run by Gary and Cheryl Payne. And I was there the other day. In fact, we've become members of this social club, so we can go to this, so we can use it as a folk club. And I got my membership book. I've never been a member of a social club, and it's like a little red book. It's like Chairman Mao. It's fantastic. I'm gonna wear my blue buttoned up jacket next time. Anyway, this song from Andy Lavery, Borrowing Trouble. I recorded it the other week over at the Windmill Acoustic Sessions. I thought it was fantastic. So let's have some love and likes for Mr. Andy Lavery.
So this is a wee blues song entitled Borrowing Trouble, and it's for those people who go through life always expecting the worst to happen. Let me tell you a story in the shape of this song. Everything that I do, I just know that it's gonna go wrong. Got a half-empty glass, my chickens won't hatch. I've had clover enough, but the leaves just fell off. At the end of the tunnel, there's a light, they all say, but to my way of thinking, it just means there's a train on the way. I'm borrowing trouble, meeting the blues halfway. There's no silver lining, all of my clouds are gray. The teacher, he called me, a stern look on his face. He towered high above me, I felt tiny and frozen in place. Must have done something wrong, my face it grew long. Must have broken some rule, I'd be thrown out of school. But he smiled and said, Andy, you've really surpassed all of my expectations. Go to the top of the class. But I'm borrowing trouble, meeting the blues halfway. There's no silver lining, all of my clouds are gray. My boss, she called me to her office one day. She looked stern and professional, I knew what she was gonna say. Your work is no good, we all think you're rude. We don't like you, so we're letting you go. But she smiled and said, Andy, do you know why you're here? Your work is so brilliant, you're the new employee of the year. But I'm borrowing trouble, meeting the blues halfway. There's no silver lining, all of my clouds are grey. The doctor, he called me down to the surgery. Looked at me with compassion, I knew what he'd be telling me. You're a sick man for sure, there is no known cure. Your future looks bleak, don't make plans for next week. But he smiled and said, Andy, do you know what these tests mean? You're as fit as a fiddle, the healthiest man for your age that I've ever seen. But I'm borrowing trouble, meeting the blues halfway. There's no silver lining, all of my clouds are grey. wife, she called me, and I straight away knew, 'cause all that had happened had changed my philosophical view. She'd say her love was deep, I still made her heart leap, that she'd be my wife for the rest of her life. She said, Andy, I'm leaving. Turn and locked out the door. You're so bloody negative, and I simply can't take any more. Too much borrowing, trouble, meeting the blues halfway. There's no silver lining on my clouds of grey. Too much borrowing, trouble, meeting the blues halfway. There's no silver lining on my clouds of grey. My clouds are grey.
Borrowing Trouble from the fantastic Mr. Andy Lavery. Always sings a fantastic song. Yeah, very amusing. Thank you, Andy. And it was great to see you live after so long. I'm going to do a little album mention here. The Wildest Rose, Odette Mitchell. It was my birthday recently, and I got a gift. I actually got more than one gift, but this a gift from my lovely folk crush, Sue Graves, who we are going to hear from next. So thank you, Sue, very much. I think that it's a wonderful album, and while I do work, while I'm working, I put my CDs in here, and I can listen and work at the same time. So I'm just going to put that back in one of my little pride of places, like that. Right. Also, quick shout out, Steve Donnelly is in the house with us this evening. Good evening, Stevie boy. Hope you are well. Good to see you at the windmill the other week. We got John Quinn saying, yay, Andy. Yeah, fantastic. Leslie's still with us. Dave Edgington, all the way from Lanzarote. Good evening, Dave. David, I should say David, because your name's David. I don't know if you get called Dave. And I know that we've got Bass and Taylor with us this evening. So, our next act this evening... John's giving us thumbs up here. John's giving us thumbs up. We've got Sue Graves next, because I don't know if John's expecting us to be next. Yeah, no, we got thumbs down now. John's with us. The trouble is I didn't send John an update of the list after I'd modified it. So that's 3 mistakes this evening, but it is a live show. And I don't think there are many live shows, are there? And anyway, it's all about making mistakes. I don't really mind. So we are going to have our second performer in the studio this evening. Clearly, I'm delighted. And let's look at the profile picture. I say it every time. Not only did I take this picture, which I think is a wonderful picture, but Sue provided me with some images from... she's a member of a group called Sun Trap, and the previous one, I think, was called... Soiree, yeah, Soiree. So we kind of made up this little banner backdrop. But Sue is with us. She's having a quick swig of her gin in the background there. We are going to... No, you're not on camera yet, so don't panic. We are going to go live about 1.5 foot away from me, if that. In fact, I might even appear on camera, but I might get thrown out. So we're going to hear 2 songs, I hope, from the lovely Surrey Nightingale, Sue Graves. Come in, Sue.
Thank you so much, Joe. We've been having a lot of fun here, as you can probably guess, in the studio, having a great time with Mary and with Joe, and lots of naughty snacking. Okay, I am going to sing 2 songs that I have been meaning to learn for a lot of years, but have only just got round to. So they are new songs to me, but they're not new. The first one is a seasonal song, and I have to sing it quickly because it's called October Song, so it's just seasonal. It's a song written by Robin Williamson, who used to be in the Incredible String Band, and my friends Hazel and James Bell, who I was in a band with 40-odd years ago, used to sing a beautiful a cappella version of this. That's called October Song. I'll sing you my October song. There is no song before it. The words and tune are not my own. joy and sorrow bore it. Beside the sea, the brambly briar, in the still of evening, birds fly out beyond the sun, and with them I'll be leaving. The fallen leaves that jewel the ground, they know the art of dying, and leave with joy their glad gold hearts in scarlet shadows lying. When hunger calls my footsteps home, the morning follows after. I swim the seas within my mind, and the pine trees laugh green laughter. I met a man whose name was Time. He said I must be going, but just how long ago that was, I have no way of knowing. Sometimes I'd like to murder time, sometimes when my heart's aching, but mostly I just stroll along the path that he is taking. I'll sing you my October song. There is no song before it. The words and tune are not my own. My joy and sorrow bore it.
Yay.
Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, they're great words, aren't they? Really, really poetic, wonderful words. Well, as I say, it's been a wonderful, fun evening here in the studio. Very grateful to Joe for the invitation to come over and play live. It's so exciting to play live. So this song is dedicated to Joe. It's from the city of your birth. It's from Liverpool. And again, it's a song that I've been meaning to learn for lots and lots of years and only just got round to. It's another one in my series of slowed down Beatles songs. And I think this is one of my absolute favourites of theirs. So you'll all know it at home. Do sing along if you'd like to. Who knows how long I've loved you? You know I love you still. Will I wait a lonely lifetime? If you ask me to, I will. For if I ever saw you, I didn't catch your name, but it doesn't really matter. I will love you just the same. Love you forever and forever. Love you with all my heart. Love you whenever we're together. Love you when we are apart. I find you, your song will fill the air. Sing it loud so I can hear you. Make it easy to be near you. For the things you do endear you to me. Oh, you know I will. I will.
Lovely.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm going to hand you back to Joe. Thank you very much for listening.
Wonderful. Thank you, Sue. I feel very spoiled having a song deck. That was lovely. That's such a beautiful song. Both beautiful songs as well. We're all staring at each other in the studio, enjoying the moment. Absolutely wonderful. And I can see all of the comments, and I know everybody else enjoyed it just as much as I did. Thank you very, very much, and thank you for coming back and bringing your lovely friend, who's now my friend, Mary Waddington, with you as well, all the way from Kingston. In my mind, that's a long way away.
It is quite a long way.
That was act number 10, and I said we're going to finish on time. We're pushing it a little bit, but we have another first on the FolkOclock Show now. Now, I did meet this lady at the official grand opening of the IveTech Media Studio when it first opened. I'm not sure we talked very much because I didn't know who you were, but I'm absolutely delighted. Let's look at the profile picture. I am delighted that we have Celia Barrett on the show this evening to finish the show for us. There is actually a little the credit for the picture. Sean Duke took the photograph. It wasn't one of mine. I must come out and see you performing so I can take pictures for you, Celia. Anyway, I'm delighted that we're going to finish off over at IveTech Media. Fantastic audio and video quality streaming in. And for the first time on the FolkOclock Show, the wonderful Celia Barrett. Come in, Celia.
Good evening, everyone. Lovely to be here with John and Bern and Vic. I don't really understand anything John's doing. It looks very clever, very technical. I'm sure Joe's doing a similar thing the other end. And for all the people somewhere in between, hi. I haven't been out much playing, obviously, and I'm going to do a couple of my songs tonight. The first one is called Like It or Not, and it's about greed, I suppose, and why perhaps we should be happy with slightly less. Like it or not. Like it or not, this is your life. Try to get on, try to get by. Back of the queue or front of the line. Making a million or turning a dime. Living a nightmare or living a dream. Man with a burden, cat with a cream. Foot in the gutter or a crown on a queen. Diamonds on fingers or a handful of beans. Like it or not, whatever you've got, you can't take it with you. No, you cannot. Are you wishing for more or begging for less? Things to deny or things to confess. Are you caring for some things but wasting the rest, sharing the crumbs but keeping the best. Are you top of the heap or under the mound? Being top dog or some lesser hound? Satin-lined caskets or holes in the ground? Flowers in baskets or pocketless shrouds? Well, like it or not, whatever you got, you can't take it with you. No, you cannot take it with you. No, you cannot. You can't take it with you. So like it or not, this is your life. Try to get on, try to get by. Thank you. This second song is about youth, way back in my past, and it's kind of got an autumnal theme in it. And look what John did. Hand painted himself this afternoon. It's called Halcyon Days. Come with me, take my hand and dance with me across the sands of time, blowing through my mind. Come with me, yes you should, to the clearing in the wood and rest a while amongst the sugared pine, watching the falling sun. Watching the falling sun as it melts into darkness. Come with me. Kicking leaves, autumn haze, rushing river, perfect days, friends for life, promises made. Running wild through the trees, dirty faces, dirty knees, summer nights, halcyon days. Watched by the yellow moon, watched by the yellow moon as it rises above us. Come with me. Stay a while, stay out late, skimming stones across the lake, watching sticks from the bridge race by. Steal a kiss, hold a hand, still too young to understand. Summer nights, halcyon days, watching the stars sail by. Watching the stars sail by.
diamonds on velvet. Come with me and take my hand and dance with me across the sands of time. Come with me and take my hand and dance with me across the sands of time. Come with me and take my hand and dance with me across the sands of time, blowing through my mind. Thank you very much.
Right, we're going to come back to me. Celia, absolutely fantastic. It's the first time I've really, I listened to something on YouTube, but it's the first time I've really heard Celia. First of all, John, the audio and the video quality, fantastic. Celia, that was brilliant. We were all nodding and smiling at each other thinking, yeah, we really like this. This is really good. And I do hope you look back at some of the comments. Impressive. I like your sound. That was great. Very clear, confident delivery. Yeah, very, very good. I enjoyed that very much. Celia, thank you very much for joining us, and I do hope you come back again. Thank you, John, for roping Celia in. That was a very good call. And of course for Vic Cracknell. Let me just go through and do some special thanks. We're 1 minute over 10 o'clock. So officially I'm saying we finished the show. I'm just saying thanks after the show now. So we did finish at 10 o'clock. Of course, thank you to all our performers. I'm going to do the rundown. The beautiful Hilary Ward, the lady who just perfect pitch, and Geoff Fox, Mary Waddington, the lovely Mary in the studio. Thank you, Mary, very much. Mary's eaten half of my sweets, of course, but I don't mind. But she did bring me cake. Fantastic. The lovely Mary Waddington. Of course, Reg. Thank you, Reg, over on the other side of Fleet, and thank you for stepping in to do the raffle. Congratulations, Sue Molyneux. Of course, Doris from Germany. Doris, it was so nice to finally get to meet you. And obviously we will meet again in the future. Greensand Ridge, Leslie and Hugh. Yeah, fabulous. I really enjoyed that. Thank you very, very much. And we hope we see you at the local folk clubs. I'm not sure how far away you live. Vanessa, Webb and Andy Mathewson. Absolutely brilliant. Love that as well. Vic Cracknell is a bit of a music star in the Farnham posh side, over on the other side of the hill. We're in Fleet here. He's from the posh side over in Farnham. Fantastic supporter of local music and musicians. Andy Lavery, of course, from Mortimer. The wonderful Sue Graves. Thank you, Sue, very much. My folk crush. And, of course, Celia Barrett finishing the show off this evening. Brilliant. Thank you very much. Of course, the FolkOclock team. My name's Joe. Thank you, everybody. Rafflemeister Sam couldn't be with us this evening, so thank you, Reg Pearce. And, of course, our music maestro and all-round good guy and technical mentor, I will describe you as, John. Mr. John Ive over at Ive Tech Media Studio. And again, somebody who's supporting so many of our local performers, recording them in his studio. It's really, really appreciated, John. The raffle and the music quiz winners, Sue Molyneux and the mighty John Quinn, won the music quiz tonight. Well done, John. And of course, last but not least, our wonderful audience. Now, I haven't mentioned it this evening, but of course, on the FolkOclock Show, the drinks are free all night. So before you all pack up and head off to wherever it is you are going to get home, please don't forget your empty glasses, and we will see you next time. Thank you.
Don't forget your empty glasses. Take your glasses to the bar. Don't forget your empty glasses. Take your glasses to the bar. Take your glasses, take your glasses, take your glasses to the bar. Take your glasses to the bar. The morning sun is blazing, colours fill the sky. What a day for lazing, to watch the world go by. Blackbirds singing sweetly in the trees, squirrels leave their cover, children's laughter floating in the breeze as they chase one another. Such a very pretty place to be, down on Hampton Green. Down to Hampton Green we'll go, down to Hampton Green. Such a very pretty place to be, down on Hampton Green. The church of old Saint Theodore welcomes everyone. Father leads the singing, hymns for old and young. Lunchtime finds him at the railway bell, with his beer and ploughman's. Different songs and different tales to tell from all the folks around him. Such a very friendly place to be, down on Hampton Green. Down to Hampton Green we'll go, down to Hampton Green. Such a very friendly place to be, down on Hampton Green. Father Thames flows softly at the dimming of the day. He bears all our burdens, carries them away. The night is still, the air is smelling sweet from all the trees and flowers. All I hear is my heartbeat from nature's own sweet bower. Such a very peaceful place to be, down on Hampton Green. Down to Hampton Green we'll go, down to Hampton Green. Such a very peaceful place to be, down on Hampton Green.